Alright, so in the last video I said that the timber flooring really tested our patience, but this part right here at the back was truly more challenging and definitely more frustrating. This section used to house the wheelchair access ramp, so the flooring was layered like a puzzle built to last forever. First we had timber screwed down, then vinyl, then more timber sheeting on top of that, each section glued and individually screwed down, and everything was locked in place with these heavy-duty metal seat configuration rails. Now these rails aren't just decorative. They're part of a special system that lets you move and reconfigure seating to accommodate wheelchairs. Pretty clever in theory, but an absolute nightmare to remove. Every third anchor point, those locking holes where the seats clip in, was held down by screws. And every single one of those screws was either rusted solid, completely stripped, or had so much hardened grunk in it. So yeah, getting this out was a mission. I'm about to take you through all the ways we tried to get them out, just in case anyone else ever finds themselves in the same situation. We scoured the internet looking for solutions and came up pretty empty. So chances are, if there's a method you've thought of, we definitely tried it. If not, call us out by leaving a comment. Anyway, hopefully this saves someone out there a bit of time and frustration. Alright, as you saw, we first up tried the good old Allen key from the top, paired with a spanner underneath to hold the nut in place. This method sort of worked, but only after we cleared out years worth of grime and dirt from the screw heads. We managed to get maybe 3 or 4 screws out using this method, and that was with a lot of patience and a fair bit of luck. Next, Matt gave it a go with the angle grinder, trying to cut the heads off the screws. In theory, this should have worked well, but in practice, it was slow going. The metal was tougher than expected and the grinder wasn't quite cutting deep enough to fully release the rails. It was making progress, but it was super time consuming and not really a sustainable approach for the dozens of screws we were dealing with. Next, we tried the impact driver. We were working so hard trying to get these bolts out that the driver actually gave up on us, just straight up tapped out. After hours of fighting rusted bolts, stripped heads and stubborn threads, it finally said, "Yeah, I'm done." Safe to say that was a bit of a low moment. Next, we cut around the metal tracks with the circular saw, prying up the timber with chisel and crowbar. As time-consuming as this was, it was actually really helpful being able to wedge the crowbar underneath the rails. In the end, it was a combination of this, cutting the screws between timber and the bus frame, cutting sections of the rails and using manpower to knock these sections out. Here you can see we went back to using the spanner and Allen key method. For some of the screws, it worked really well on the left-hand side of the bus. Maybe they just didn't use the configuration rails much on that side. But yeah, this worked well for those screws. And somewhere in the middle of all this chaos, we found someone's initials written in glue underneath the layers, like a hidden signature from the original builder. Shout out to them, because they really didn't want this flooring going anywhere. Solid craftsmanship, mysterious glue person. Maybe a little too solid. Okay, last 2 points for this episode. We have a couple of random metal lips that need to be dealt with. And we found rust. Again, nothing major, we can deal with this. We're stoked to have all the floors officially out. Happy days!